What is your biggest challenge that you have with the agents, if any? I
Uh,
don't know.
yeah, I mean, it's variable. I would say that the biggest thing for us is really more comes from escrow, items needed from escrow. Uh, there isn't too much that we might ask from the agents, except for maybe like the FHA mandatory clause to be signed by the agents.
Right,
But there's times where in order, it's very competitive, like so we'll put in shorter contingency periods,
right.
and we will ask, we'll be in like a 7-day appraisal inspection and a 10-day loan contingency period,
Yeah,
and we can't even get the loan started until we get all the
right,
items from escrow and title.
right,
We could be 3-4 days into our escrow period and we still don't have those items. So for us, it's just making sure that the agents are really pushing that escrow and title to get us what it
right,
is that we
right, right.
need as soon as we need it.
Just to be on the top.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny you bring that up because I always try to create the expectation with the client. I said, look, it takes at least 4 to 5 days before escrow gets everything to the lender, including your deposit. And so then that period of time we're going to lose. And so then it's really important that you get a jump on whatever we need to do, like ordering the inspection. And Daniel and you, the team, cannot take the client's payment for the appraisal until you actually get all that started. So that could be 5 to 7 days before you do any of that. And so then I try to prep them and create the expectation to be really available for you guys, when it comes to that, particularly after the third and fourth day, and then get a jump on their deposit, because that makes a big difference. And talking about appraisal, what's the deal with the appraisals? I'm not taking, like the last one, I think 2 weeks ago, it took 14 days to get the appraiser to go to the property. What's up with that?
It's crazy. Just like we're very busy and you guys are very busy, appraisers are also very busy. What we have done is just make sure to add more and more qualified appraisers to our pool of appraisers that we can pull from. And then, I mean, that's really the most that we could do. Obviously, we can order a rush. Rushes right now are not guaranteed. They used to be guaranteed at 48 hours. That's no longer the case now. It might be 72 hours until we get that report back. But yeah, getting them out there on the property is the most important thing. And it's funny because I'll talk to a listing agent who's in a hurry to get the appraiser out there. And then the appraiser will call them and say, hey, when are you available? And then they give them a date 5 days out. So
Yeah.
It's like, you can't do it. Talk to the buyer's agent. See if maybe the buyer's agent can meet him at the property. Let's get this thing scheduled as soon as possible.
Yeah. Right now, the listing side, they're sitting on a throne right now. They're really calling the shots. They're not available for texting. They're not available for texting or calling, much less for going to see the appraiser. So it's just interesting. It's just interesting market, It's just what it is right now, It's all COVID related, and it's good. It's okay, right? It's no complaints. It's what it is. And so, a funny side note on that, a client friend of mine, he's a friend of mine for 15 years. Yeah, 15 years now. Sold him a property a few years back, and I sold it again and got something else maybe 2 years ago. And so now he wanted to refinance. So, but he's very impatient, right? He's very impatient. And then he gets upset if he doesn't hear back from whoever, right? And so I told him, listen, I want you to be very patient, man, because you're going to have at least a 10-day window of radio silence. Because by the time you order the appraisal, it's a refi. So I'm not involved in that transaction. By the time they order the appraisal, it's going to be at least 10 to 12 days. It's taking up to 14 days sometimes before we hear back from them. And then they go out there. And sure enough, he called me, dude, I haven't heard anything, man. It's been 10 days.
He called you on the 10th day.
On the 10th day. And luckily, I'd had done a purchase also in your office with my client, and it took exactly 14 days for the appraiser to go out the property. I said, dude, I'm waiting for this other one around with another client. It's been 14 days, but luckily I did warn you about this. So just give it time. Let them do their job.